Hey guys, I know I don't usually do news announcement stuff, but I do like to overanalyze every detail about things, and the just released Mass Effect 4, or rather Andromeda, teaser trailer is no exception. Devs have tweeted that there are clues for more information throughout the trailer, and if you guys know me at all, you know that I'm all about speculation and clues. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, I have a link to it in the description box below. I'll be looking at it frame by frame to see if we can see anything interesting. Let me know if you guys see anything that I miss, because I'm sure there's a lot that I will. Here we go! The trailer starts off with Johnny Cash's rendition of Ghost Riders in the Sky, a cowboy legend, which brings to mind exploring new frontiers and a Wild West type of adventure. This coincides with the news that we have already heard about the game, that we will be exploring a whole new region of space, what we can now assume is the Andromeda galaxy. We see what looks like a western-looking backdrop to match the music, with some birds that look a lot like those from Earth circling overhead. Suddenly, we see what looks like some sort of scanner examining the phallic rock formations in the distance. Because we have heard from a marketing survey leak that we will be playing as an explorer leading an expedition to find a new place for humans to colonize, perhaps these are scanners searching for a suitable place for humans to live. The screen swipes and we see a new landscape with glowing blue ice? Is that ice? Perhaps a glacial area on some craggy rocks with a beautiful pink sunset and what looks like a possible cave. Our scanner continues to examine different parts of the environment. Next is a yellow scene with plants that I can only really describe as looking like coral, I guess. Seriously though, the flora looks like what you'd find in the sea, though the scene doesn't look to be underwater. There's something that looks like an orange river running through it. Is it like lava, or is it just some kind of orange water? There are tall rocky mountains in the background, or are they some kind of storm cloud? I'm not really sure if this environment looks habitable. Swipe again and we see what looks like floating asteroids perhaps. But they are fairly close to the land, with what looks like water, clouds, and rocks, with a beautiful moon in the background. The scanner continues to examine these rocks, perhaps looking for resources. The next landscape is, I think, my favorite so far. The first thing I notice are the flying creatures that definitely do not look earthly. Maybe I've been too absorbed in Dragon Age, but they remind me of dragons or griffins. But whatever they are, they're definitely on an alien planet and they are enormous. There are smaller, white, bird-like creatures flying in the opposite direction below them, next to a lush, green hilltop overlooking some kind of bright blue body of water. The main attraction in this scene, however, is the extremely tall mountain with rocky spires and what looks like a walkable path up toward the peak. I really want to go up there, and the scanner seems to be examining it also. The next swipe is awesome. Fire tornadoes? Definitely not habitable. But oh man, how awesome is that? It looks like some kind of terrible burning planet with lava bubbling up between the cracks of the surface, high winds catching the fires into like hell spirals. I wonder if anything could possibly live there. Whoever's doing the controlling swipes the screen all the way back to our first landscape, and the camera pans back so that we can see him or her selecting that scene. It seems this person is choosing a planet to visit based on those landscapes we were presented, and the screen changes to show some kind of route of how to get to that location, kind of like the galaxy maps in the previous games. Though the one selected lights up brightly and isn't too far away from the current location, so it seems, take a look at the huge number of other planets or star clusters surrounding them on the map. I hope we'll be able to visit them all. And it looks like we can jump immediately. No need for Mass Effect relays anymore, I guess. And we arrive at this Western-style planet, the person at an awesome-looking dashboard wearing a very Mass Effect-y looking armor. The new Omni tool looks badass, and instead of a holographic orange light that encompasses the entire forearm, it looks like a pop-up display is now the current fashion. Is that the device that helped us view those previous landscapes? The character walks forward, pulling out his pistol, and the light hits the money shot, what we've all been waiting for. He's an N7 soldier, the highest level of special forces in the Human Alliance. Next, something that looks like our beloved, or contentious, Mako crashes right in front of the camera, with some really badass sound effects that kind of remind me of a mix of Mass Effect 3's awesome melee move and General Grievous's sweet wheel bite from Star Wars. It looks like someone who is just as good of a driver as Shepard is taking a joyride on the planet that was selected, driving by one of those chubby little beetle things that looks like those we've seen in Mass Effect 1 and 2. Not sure if I remember seeing them in 3. We see those pillar-like rocks in the distance as the Mako tears through the surrounding sand. It fades to black, and next thing you know, there's another crash in front of the camera. Only this time it's a person using a friggin' rocket pack, jumping up the cliff slightly clumsily. Here she lands, and we see the awesome reflected clear-topped helmet that really stood out to me the first time I watched. This person is breathing hard, seemingly in a hurry. Are they running away from something or towards something? They rise and we get another good glimpse of this western-looking landscape, a sun shining behind the distant cliffs, and a huge arc of what looks like an extremely close planet. BioWare has confirmed in their BioWare blog that this person is not the main protagonist we will be playing in the game, with a promise to explain more about it later. However, we will be playing a human. Strange tech-looking spires seem to emerge pretty violently from the ground, tossing rubble and shaking the land. Now, I'm not sure, but in the past Mass Effect games, we've been trained to be wary of inorganics, and because the trailer suddenly gets really intense, I'm going to make a guess that this has something to do with the antagonist of the game. A group starts running and shots are being fired, but who's in the group? Let's see. I can see the humanoid we saw rocket packing up the cliff, running with what looks like either a female or a more lithe alien race, along with what looks like a Krogan. They're back, guys! The camera follows the original person who is dodging laser-looking shots, and at one point a shield emerges blocking one of them. They continue running toward a group of hulking-looking figures who I think might kind of look like Turians with weird shoulder pads, or maybe Krogans, or maybe some altogether new species. It's really hard for me to tell. Then, he or she jumps into the air with the badass rocket pack and Omni-Tool illuminates for an awesome Nova-esque looking attack. Hot damn. And there we have it, Mass Effect Andromeda, taking place in a neighboring galaxy in the holidays of 2016, hitting us right in the feels with the first note of Vigil's song. Damn you, BioWare, just take all my money now.